Okay, here we go again with Monastery. Hello, everybody. There we are. A little bit of a later one today, so I imagine a lot you're up really late, but I got some time, so we'll go ahead and hop back into the monastery. If you have seen in the Discord, I've gotten this section pretty much almost laid out fully. Obviously, there's no like props or anything yet, no plant like other plants or anything yet, but the layout, like the path and whatnot, that's done pretty much. I've also brought in those little pentagram things that you're supposed to pick up. I got those in here now. Kind of look like that. So yeah, these will also be scattered around for you guys to find. And once again, I'll try and make that a little easier to not only find, but just understand their purpose. So like once you finally get them all, it'll actually trigger something to happen, and it'll be very obvious what happens. Make it a little easier to figure that out. Okay, so probably try and get through this section over here now with at least the path. And then this right here. Because then once we get over here, this is where it gets a little more interesting with these rocks. Because there's a lot of internal pieces within these structures. So can't just simply replace them with rocks like this, because you know there's not really anything that's supposed to be inside these other than up here where this little cave spot is. But yeah, let's place a lot of those big rocks there, because then they'll kind of stick in walls and stuff. So interesting with this one. I have a few methods that I can try with this and keep this geometry, but I've already tested it a little bit off camera and it's kind of funky. We'll see when we get there. Right now, let's go ahead and touch up this area with whatever else needs to be done. I don't really think there's anything right now. Other than this part right here. Which again, I might be able to preserve and just make more detailed with the geometry that's here. But I don't really know. Not sure. Okay, I actually did kind of want to alter this a little bit too. Maybe like make this larger, and then the tree could actually be rooted in there, and then it comes out. I think that would actually be kind of cooler, because it is kind of just awkward being right there to me. I don't know why, but it is. So we can try that, see if that might look a little cooler. Expand this a little bit. I also finally found these giant paving blocks. I was looking for these for a while, because they're in a specific folder. Again, with the DLC, trying to extract all this, they're in specific folders. They're not in the main game folder, so it's a little weird to find them. It's a little weird to find them. But I finally got them. Yeah, I'll just get rid of them, because I'm gonna do... Ooh. Okay, yeah, let's get rid of this one, and then we'll rotate this one like this. Oh, it has a specific rotation. Oops. Zero that out. And then we'll put it over here like this. Actually, I should probably do that. There we go. Now it's a little easier to... It's a straighter edge, so it's easier to put a border on it. Let me make sure it's not clipping through anything. Or there's not like a sharp edge sticking out. Nope. Should be good. Okay, there we go. That's better. Actually, now we can use this one. Well, maybe I should put the tree down there to make this opening. How ancient this tree could be. Because it started down here at one point. It's also a really big tree too, so. It's a very old tree. Ooh, that barely still. Might have to scoot this one over just a wee bit. Oh, no, I see what's going on. It's because I didn't move this one too. I understand what's going on now. I had to move the bottom piece too. Okay. It is morphing through a lot of other ones there, but it should be fine. Should be fine. It's not extra geometry, so. Oh, that's why I had that like that. Okay. Because it was covering up this. And it's still kind of exposed, but that's fine. Go by the normals here. Let me use a different one here just to break repetition. It's always a key thing when doing this too. You want to break up repetition as much as possible. I guess I could have kept those other three that were there, but it's okay. That's okay. Little bit of a hole right there. Yeah, let me bring that back over. Maybe I could just, oops. I want to rotate it this way. There we go. Oh, it's just barely clipping through. Hello, Ash. Good to see you back in. There we go. What about this one right here? Is there any? Yes. Okay. Let's try and fix that by just giving it a slight rotation there. There we go. Nothing else is sticking out, is it? Nope. Nope. We're good. We get my environmental artist. Awesome. Yes, sir. Do I need to learn from it? Only if it's straight up just for an environmental artist. Yeah, for specific cases, maybe. Like if you're trying to do like some kind of event that happens, then maybe, yeah. But otherwise, if you're straight up just only building a scene or something like that. Like, let's say my only purpose was just building this, and then that was it. Like, other people would take over from other departments. It's not 100% necessary. It's still definitely good to know, but it's not really required. But since there's other things that I'm doing, such as setting up events that might happen or certain triggers or whatever the case is for that, then yes, you will probably need to know Blueprint for just a couple things. Because even the level itself also has its own blueprint that boots up whenever you play the level. So I guess if you're also doing it to set up a playable level for like a game, you're not necessarily doing a cinematic, then yes, you will have to know at least a little bit of Blueprint, because you have to be able to actually launch the level. So let me just open this up real quick, just to kind of give a brief example. So whenever the level begins to play, so like if I hit this play right here and it launches the level, what happens is it'll do a certain sequence, like a fade in, which I literally just have a black plane that shows up on screen and then it fades away. So it creates that fade in effect. And then I have a certain sound that plays, that like weird chant or whatever. And then I have a texture streaming size. This is just like the quality of the textures. This is like a memory limit that it sets on there, so I set it a little higher so that way the textures look better. And then I have it play the ambient music, or I have it start playing the ambient music when you play it. So yeah, there is a little bit of a basic that you have to know in order to actually just launch the level. But again, if you're only making a cinematic, you might, again, only very specific cases will you actually need Blueprint for that. But can you place a coop on the map just for 2 minutes? Did you mean to say a couple there? Lighting effect on. Oh! I lagged for a second. Okay, is everything okay? I disconnected for a second. Okay. I looked at the stream and it said no data. I'm like, oh no, what happened? Alright, we're good. Oh, lighting effect on a... Oh, a cube. That's what you meant. Okay. Are you talking about like these pavers right here, or literally just a basic cube? Okay. Cube. Oh, actually, that's not the base. Here, I'll do a couple different... Oh, it didn't... Where's that, material? There it is. I'll put a couple of different materials on there since we're talking about lighting here. This is actually a good thing, too. Oh, actually, you know what? Wait. Hold on. Where's that? There's a thing in here. I don't know where it is. It's in here somewhere. There's a preset lighting mesh in here, and it has a bunch of different colors, roughness, properties on it. I don't remember where it is. I think that's the material for it, but I don't know where the mesh is. But that's always a good thing to put in your scene to kind of. Where is that? I don't know what it's called either. Hold on, there it is. Yeah, SM color. So this thing right here gives you, and then also just shades, and then up here, material types. So like a very rough surface or a very glossy kind of plastic surface, or like a paint, or a straight up like chrome metallic kind of thing. So whenever you're trying to judge lighting and reflections and all that in your scene, this is always a good thing to have. I actually forgot about this, so I'm glad you brought that. You brought up a cube, because it reminded me of this thing. Now, as you can tell, like right here on the chrome ball, you're not really seeing anything in the middle here. That's because my reflections are set to screen space. So if I kind of like zoom out here, like you can see the ball right here reflecting in it because it's actually in frame, and then as soon as I go out, it goes out of frame, then you can't see it anymore. So if I had like ray tracing on, then you'd be able to see it, or if I had like a reflection capture here, then I could bake the reflection, and then it would also capture the reflection there too. Yeah, that right there. So if you're looking for this too, it's in engine and content, and is called the SM Color Calibrator. Very handy tool. And if you're wondering too how I got these filters here, just click this little thing right here, and then you can check mark these right here. So I have static mesh, skeleton mesh. I have all of these basic ones checked, and then there's other like advanced, and they'll show up here in your filters tab, and then you can just select that, and now all I see are static meshes. I don't see anything else. So these are pretty handy too. And that's how you pull those up. I'll go ahead and hide. Since I pretty much already have a good idea of what I want for my lighting here. The ship and dock, I'm not exactly sure. There could be multiple different, but yeah, there could be like steel, there could be aluminum, there could be whatever. What am I doing here? There we go. There we go. There we go. Now we're back into where I need to be over here. Let me bring back the tree. Okay, now I can kind of scoot that back over just a wee bit right there. This thing's already fairly large, but we can make it even larger. Let's try 2. Yeah, okay, there we go. I think that's a little bit more interesting than just having the tree right there. Plus we can actually see it down here too. That's cool. For example, how would you break a building into different parts so you can assign materials or colors to them? Okay, so for example, so like these meshes here from Megascans, they have just one material property on them, but these pieces right here, they or actually, you know what? I have a better example. I'm gonna go over to my weapon models, because it's easier to showcase this here. I'll just do the shotgun, for example. Let's see, skeletal, regular, new. Okay, here we are. So on this, yeah, I have 19 different material slots. So when I'm in Blender modeling these, I can select whatever piece of the mesh that I'm doing, right? And let's say, for example, this receiver, this whole brown receiver piece right here, okay? So I would, in Blender, I would select all of the polygons that is the receiver, and then I would create its own material property and name it, like, receiver, for example, right? And that's actually where you can see, actually, I don't think they're here anymore. Oh, there we go. So yeah, right here, this is where that name that I gave it in Blender, it shows up as that right here. So now that I have that, whatever material I assign will only appear on that mesh piece right there. And then I do that for every single different piece on the weapon here. So I have 19 different things. And then when I bring it into Unreal, that's when I assign all these materials to each piece. And again, some of these are Megascans textures, some of these are other textures I've pulled from the marketplace or just literally looked up on Google and downloaded it from Google, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, that's generally how it works. So you'll just select a piece of the mesh, assign its own material slot to it, and then once you export it, all of the material slots will come with it. Hopefully that makes sense. Some point in this stream too, I can actually go into Blender and show it. But yeah, same exact thing for all these meshes here. All these that have more than one slot, same thing. They just selected a piece of it and assigned a different material to it. Or like, yeah, this whole monastery piece. Now it actually is in its own few pieces here, but this entire wall is one thing. So there's a bunch of different materials that are on this wall. So we have like this kind of a brick texture here, and then we have this stone wall with a bunch of moss and wear and tear on it. Actually, yeah, right here. It's kind of like a blend between two different stones and plaster. Moss in that building. Yeah, so see these guys right here, these little bits of ivy. I'm gonna put that all over this. Actually, it's a mesh piece, but it's supposed to be like a decal, kinda, because it's just a single flat plane right there. So instead of that, I'll put those pieces in front of it like this, like it's actually growing. And same thing with kind of up here. There's little bits of ivy growing out of there, and moss. Moss, actually, since it's such a finite bit of, it's like a fine bit of foliage material, because you can do that too with vertex painting, which is mesh paint, I think. Yeah, weights, textures. So you'll have to create different channel masks for that, and honestly, I forget how to do that because I haven't done that in a very long time. So I actually have to relearn. You can also do that in other software too, like Blender or Photoshop or anything like that when you're messing with textures. But yeah, since moss is kind of just like a green, it's such a fine texture that, yeah, it might actually be better to do that as a material, and then stuff like this can be actual geometry protruding out from it. Doesn't seem to be too much moss on this. The only spots I'm seeing it in is where these larger stones are. There's a little bit between the cracks right here. Well, other than that, the rest of it kind of just looks like decay, just from what I'm looking at here. I could also just find a texture and pattern, but already also has moss in the texture too, instead of having to do that all by myself. I'm pretty sure I have a brick texture that looks very similar to that. So we'll see. We'll see. Alright, let's add a little more ivy. Actually, yeah, I'll get some more on the corner right there. Okay, I'm gonna hide this so it's out of my way for right now. I will rotate this to match. There we go. Like that. We can see the backside, right? Yeah, okay. This is ivy that sticks up from the ground. That's on the ground. Okay. So I guess this is pretty much our only one hanging off of a surface like this, hanging off a ledge. Adjust the scale a little bit so it's not exactly the same. Again, repetition, we don't want that. Where are you gonna place the sun behind the main building? So at the the sun. I've already got that. It's right there. Right there. So it's actually from down here. It's actually not really behind it. It's kind of off to the side. I chose to have it over here because it gives a little bit of a highlight on the side that you're looking at right here. So I kind of decided to go with that. Plus, when you're up here as well, you can kind of frame it like this, and you have the monastery over here, this little chapel or crypt right here, and then you got the sun right there. Okay. I will inverse the scale of this as well, again, just to switch it up a little bit. Can you make it placed behind the main building? Let's see how it looks. Yeah, I can do that. I can do that. This... well, actually, wait, what does this one look like? Okay, it kind of looks like it's still wrapping around something, and that doesn't really look... That's why. Okay, I guess I'll rotate this over real quick. Sky sphere. What was that, 166? So we'll move it by 40 degrees. So that would be 109. Yeah, there we go. So that's kind of what we're... There. Actually, in the original game, wasn't there someone hanging from the tree? I think I remember something like that, so... Yeah. Maybe something like that. But yeah, this is what we're getting with the sun behind it. Okay. Hanging on. Yeah. So, yeah, there'd be something like that. Oh yeah, back to this. Okay. Do this. What if I inverse the scale of the Y? Yeah, there we go. Now it's a different corner piece that's on the inside. That'll work. That'll work. And then with these two, I can lay like a piece of ivy like this, because it kind of grows on the ground. Actually, let me copy the rotation and paste the rotation. There we go. Now, actually, let me put that right here, so it meets up with the other one there. There we go. It might be floating just a tiny bit, but that's okay. Some things that happen like that. And it's let's see, I'm gonna bring this back to the positive. Actually, I want to do I'll do that. This is a bit weird because it is really flat. It doesn't really curve as much. Yeah, no, that one's definitely better. This one's definitely better for just hanging down. Change the scale. The tree should look a bit dried out, almost dead, too green. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got here. There are dead trees in here, but they're a little more they're not as like profound as that other one is. And they're also way more bent over. I mean, if anything, this one's probably a better option. Here, I'm gonna scale this thing up quite a bit. We're gonna double it. Well, actually, this might work. Big boy. Rotate it over a little more. There we go. Yeah, that might actually work. Let's see what it looks like here with lit up. Yeah. I'll have this one in the corner. Inverse. There go. Could be a bit bigger. Here, let's go to 6. Let's go to 6 and see what. Ooh, okay, let's try 5. Let's try 5. Even then, the roots are starting to grow into the rock on the sides. There, okay, there we go. So that might be about as big as I can make it. Especially since it'll start clipping into the sides here. Plus, once I make it large enough, the textures are going to start looking blurry. But they actually still look pretty good right now. Yeah, there we go. 5 might be the sweet spot there. Oops. Make sure that's not clipping through the stone. There we go. There we go. Okay. Oh, I just realized that that was not completed. There's some materials I'm missing there. No, that's okay. That's okay. That might end up getting replaced anyway. Maybe not the crypt itself, but like this might get replaced. Because I like the design of this right here. I really do. Okay, let's start building our ground right here. This one might take a little while. Depends on how I want to do it. If I want to like kit bash a bunch of these together, or if I actually want to try and just use a single mesh piece. Not exactly sure how I want to do that. A reference photo. Let's look up a reference photo. From this picture, it kind of looks like just dirt. It could be rock, but it does look like it is just a single big mesh piece with a bunch of other rocks and stuff put on top of it. What do we got up here? Oh, I hate how tiny these photos are. Looks like there's some stairs built in right there. Okay. There, let's try this actually. Hold on. Can't you? Yeah, I was actually just thinking that I was gonna try and make a landscape and sculpt that instead. Yes, sir. That's what I was gonna do. There we go. Compile. Look, do the shaders real quick so it doesn't freak out and crash. Not need a landscape this big, so I will do... Let's try 4x4. A little smaller. We'll go 2x2. Because I really only need it for just this bottom spot right here, and then it links up with this pieces kit bashed together right here. Although it might actually be smart to just do it for this whole section right here too. Might actually be smart to do that. And then I could also link it up to this as well. So actually I might want... Well, that should be big enough. And then for any of the rest of the landscape that's just kind of sticking out right here, I can just sculpt it down and it won't be visible. It'll be hidden underneath all the other rocks and stuff here. So we could just do that. Does that make it larger, or is that just more dense? Yeah, it's just more dense. Oh no, it does actually increase just the number of squares. I thought it would make these more dense. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay. Landscape material. I'm probably gonna do the brushify one. That's what it's called. Here, hang on, let me find that really quick. Let me find that one real quick. Let's see, materials. Landscape. Yeah, here we go. If you want, I can hop into Painkiller, take the screenshot. Yeah, sure. Go for it. To be honest, I'm pretty sure that's how they did a lot of the outside landscape pieces. They just made a landscape like this and then sculpted it, and then they just added a bunch of other... Perfectly fine. That's a smart thing to do. I just want to make sure I got enough room out here. Yeah, that should be good. Okay, let's give this a go and see what we got here. Create. There we go. Do the shaders. There we go. All right, let me save really quick. And now let's sculpt. So we'll do... erosion mask. I can't remember where... functions. Oh, there we go. Alpha brushes. There we go. There we go. Oh, it's... There we go. There we go. So now when I actually sculpt into this, it won't just be like a flat shape. It'll brush size, auto rotate. Yeah, sure. Tool strength. If I do this in lit mode, it might be a little easier to sculpts I'm doing. Here, I'll just... Yeah. So yeah, just stuff like that. Undo both of those real quick. Alright, so we're starting... I actually probably should start underneath the water. There we go. And then I'll hide the water so I can see what I'm doing here. And actually, I do have the old geometry in here, so I can kind of just follow that, huh? If this turns out not to work very well, then what I probably could do as well is then just take the old geometry and just cut off whatever I don't need in something like Blender or whatever, and then just re-import it. And we'll just have to use that instead. So, we have multiple ways about going about this. Okay. Alright, let's go. I need to raise this. There we go. Raise the sides a little more. Might be a little too much. Okay, let me hide this so I can kind of see. Oh, it's okay. Never mind. It's easier to see it in lit mode. Okay, yeah. And let's go back. And keep her going. Oh, whoops. Increase the brush size a little bit. Area. I can also smooth out. Where is that setting? Smooth. Here we go. Definitely smoothed it out a lot more than I thought it would. To make it a little easier to see, also see what I'm doing here, I'm going to grass, forest, beach. I guess I could just try this one for now. Oh, I forgot it also procedurally adds dynamic meshes where the rock is. I completely forgot it did that. I forgot it did that. This is a little bit too much grass, to be honest with you. So I might actually... But there we go, now I can actually see what I'm doing. A little bit easier now that I have a texture on there. Plus the rock doesn't completely match the color of the rock that's up here. It's a little more gray. Yeah, so far that actually is working pretty well. Oh, I see, that's where the tunnel exit is. So I'm actually gonna have to like cut out... I'm gonna have to cut out a hole or something. Mask out individual quads, leaving a hole. Okay, yeah. I will have to cut out a hole where this little tunnel is. Oops. I'll try and smooth this out. How's this looking with the water? Actually, yeah, let's go ahead and sculpt this all down. There we go. So now that kind of will disappear. That might really mess up this spot right here, but we'll see. I'll just kind of smooth it out so it doesn't cause a whole lot of problems. There's also a flatten tool that I can use when I bring this up here, but I don't know if I want to make it like completely flat. Might have a little bit of slope to it, but nothing ridiculous. If you're wondering how I'm going up and then immediately back down, so up I'm just holding down my mouse, left mouse button and moving, and then to go back down I hold shift and then left mouse button and it'll go down. That's how I'm doing that. Go back to smooth and smooth that out just a little bit. Oh wait, nope. Did not want to go down. And I always, a common thing with sculpting anything too is also to keep the tool strength relatively low, because if you just crank it all the way up to 1, like as soon as you click, that it just instantaneously shoots up or whatever. So definitely want to keep that low so that way you can just kind of ease it to where you want, essentially. Move all that down behind the water, or underneath the water. Here we go. Again, a lot of the stuff that's going to be hidden by these rocks, it's okay if it's like really warped or stretched or anything like that, because you're not going to see it. So that part is okay if it's I'm gonna have to get a little specific with that right there. Oop. A little too strong. See, this rock actually doesn't look too bad either. It just doesn't match the color, so I'm gonna have to kind of change that, which I probably can. I just have to change like the hue, or add a hue to it, so that way it has a little bit more of like this reddish tone. Either that, or I can just desaturate this texture a little more, because actually, if I remember, not in Hell and Damnation, but in the original too, I think a lot more of the rock in the level was gray. It wasn't reddish like this. So I could always do that too. Let's smooth this out. Okay, that's a little strong. I should probably ease off of that a little bit. There we go. Doesn't come off as strong. I actually do have a little like tablet and pen at the school I was going to, but ever since I graduated from there, I haven't really used it. Try and hide this as much as I can. Oops. Let me save again before weird stuff happens. I'm gonna hide this, and then I'm gonna hide all these. There we go. Now I can actually accurately see what I'm doing over here. Okay, we're good. Let's raise this side a little bit. Since you just go, okay. Look at it on my phone here. Ah, yes, perfect. Thank you. Appreciate it. Alright, let me go through. Okay, so yeah, it pretty much just is that. It's a landscaping, and then it just has stairs. It has like props and structures, like stairs and other boulders and all that, just put on top of it. So, yeah, we probably just do that. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that little, that extra little chapel that is, right here. I actually didn't find that asset in this folder, so it must be part of something else. I'll have to go back and look for that. Yeah, they just have a bunch of pavers. Okay, cool. Thank you. Appreciate it. Actually, didn't I swear real quick, so I'm pretty sure I made another I made another one of these that had grass info, soil, stone. Yeah, right here. These guys. Yeah, let's just see what happens when I do this. Oh, never mind. Soil. Oh, it didn't come up. Okay, wait, can I... Oh, it doesn't let me do it. That's weird. Oh no, I don't want to do that. Soil. Or maybe I did... Maybe I did this. Because I think I was trying this technique with the asylum level, and I made my... I don't know if it was this material or not. Oh yeah, I did. It's right here. I did. Okay, so... Yeah, because this is the one I was trying with Asylum. Stone, soil. Okay, hold on, let me do this. Stone, soil. So I'm trying to blend it a little bit more with the rock that I actually have up here. Kinda. I definitely like the blending of grass and rock on the other material though, so I think I'm just gonna go back to that one. Material here, landscape. Although, hang on. Materials, oh wait. This, go back to that. And then this grass layer info. Oh, I don't... I can't seem to edit the textures that go in that. So maybe I actually have to try and edit the material itself. Okay, we're gonna do some digging here because I want to see if I can change that rock material into that stone soil that I had, and try and blend the rock a little bit better with the grass that I have. Distance tiling, flow map, textures. Oh, here we go. This might do it. Grass height, rock. Let's try that. Let's see what we got with that. Is this the stone soil? Yeah, okay. Alright, rock, diffuse. I'm gonna change it to that. Change it to that and see how that looks. I think you can make a small chapel. Oh yeah, absolutely you can. Absolutely you can. I just don't think I've ever actually done that, so I would definitely need some practice before I make something like that. Plus then I would also have to texture it and go through the whole process basically. But yep, that's absolutely how it starts. All right, let me go back to that and now this and repaint all of this again back to that layer. Okay, so the rock didn't change, or did it? No, it did. Oh, I see what's going on though. So from far away, it's still okay. This thing has different textures for different distances. Okay, I gotta find that. Distance tiling, cover layer. So when you're further away, it fades to a larger scale version of each of these textures. But I don't know where those are. I thought it would be in here, but it's not. I'm not sure where those are at. Well, I guess if I just do this, I can change the hue of the texture. So this is the actual distance that it, or this is actually the stone and paver texture, but when I zoom out, then it fades to the other one. Macro variation, yeah. Okay, so that's where that was. Oh, okay, yeah, so, yeah, see, grass detail is the close-up one, and then just grass is what it changes to when you're far away. Okay. Craters. Rock, here we go. Oh, there's only one of these. So this is probably the one it changes to when you're far away. Yeah, that definitely looks like that texture. So I'm gonna duplicate this, and I'm gonna try and change. Oh, okay. It did actually have some hue to it. Okay, there we go. That's a little too much. There we go. It's a little more red. Try 125. Okay. Now I gotta find where this texture actually is. Or you know what? I'll just change the original one instead of trying to find that one. So I'll go back to 1, and would I have it at 125? Okay, and then I'll reset this one back to what I had it before. Here we go. Alright. Save everything. Okay, there we go. That might actually be a little too red. Little too red. So I'm going to do this off to the side so I can kind of match it. We'll go a nice in between. We'll go 150. Okay, yeah, it's better. Maybe desaturate it just a teeny bit. We'll go 0.8. Maybe increase the brightness. 0.75. It looks a little bit more like it, to be honest. The chapel thing. Oh. Oh, it's just like its own. Hell yeah, I will check that up here in just a little bit. Okay. I wonder if I can also change that fading distance just a little bit. So I have to get pretty close for it to start showing that other texture. Where can I change this at? Actually, distance tiling, maybe I can change this here. Detail close. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. I can do this off camera so I gauge a little bit better what I'm doing. Alright, detailing close. I don't know if this is changing anything. Macro. Okay, well that's changing the other one. So I guess macro distance is what I need here. Ah, there we go. Okay. There we go. We'll go something like 7,500. And then when I get really far away is when it'll blend to that other one. What does this look like in lit mode? Actually, I could probably also turn off, just for now, the spawning of other meshes, because again, I just don't want it to crash when I'm doing that. Procedural. Here we go. Crater, mud rocks. I guess I'll just turn them all off for now. Oh no, those rocks are on a different thing. Okay. Shoot. Where is that? Flow, distance, cover, procedural. Oh, there we go. There we go. We'll just turn that off for now, and I can paint in my own rocks. It is a really cool feature that it does that automatically, but they're not the rocks that kind of match these, so I will save those for now. Okay, back to sculpting now that we kind of got this going on. Oops. Let's go texture. What happened there? Oh, there we go. Sculpt. There we go. Turn that into a shiny blob. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Kind of. Smooth out that section there. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, I'm definitely gonna smooth this whole area out though. Let me bring back the little chapel right here. I mean, I guess it's not very little, it's fairly big. And I'm just going to start raising this to match the floor. So this is also a pretty fun part to do. Raise this up a little bit so that way it's not being warped so. Okay, I did not want to do that. So I'm gonna have to kind of do that for right now anyway and just move it back down. Oh, jeez. Smooth this. A little touchy. Bring that down. Again, it's just because the slope of this is so strong that when I smooth it, it just does it. Actually, can I choose? I was thinking of when I could like, if I could choose to like have it smooth more towards this upper side. I'm not sure though. Just move these rocks a little further out if I have to as well. Because again, the slope on this landscape is just steep that it's kind of a tough call. Actually, something I could do as well is just move the... I could just move this down a little bit. It doesn't have to stay right there. I didn't think about that either. Oh gosh. Easy on the smoothing here, pal. Yeah, I literally could just do this. Just select that and move it. You sleep. See you later. Watch replay later. Okay. Alright. Sounds good. Have a good night. Appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, I could just... Literally could just do that. Go back to landscape. There we go. There we go. Alright, now let's actually raise you up. Okay. Smooth it out a little bit. There we go. Actually, this does need to be like up here, doesn't it? Okay, I'm gonna paint a little more. Oh, they actually are here. It just doesn't know what they... Oh, interesting. Okay. But it actually is there. It doesn't have just like a rock one, and that's it. Or like just a dirt one. Here, I'm gonna test it here. Wait, can I see the? Okay, yeah, it does generate, which is nice. I'm gonna get rid of this. Then there's a bunch of, if I want to put them back, I'll put them back. Okay, so I want to... Oh yeah, it's actually reacting to... Okay, I think I just have the same grass material properties for the dirt here as well. Yeah, pretty much. Alright, let's go up top here and test collision. Actually, I want to make sure I can still crawl through. Okay, I might need to lower that just a teeny bit more. And obviously I'll have to cut a hole right there and right here. Because obviously so far it's working okay. Nope, it's doing shaders. There we go. Okay, that looks a little off, but everything else was fine. Nice decal on the ground. Yep, that works. Oh. Make sure I can't get stuck anywhere right here. Nope. Yeah, you can. you can hop up right there and speedrun that little spot. I mean, you can also just hop on these too. As long as I can't really get stuck anywhere, we're good. Gotta lower that a little bit because it's sticking. Otherwise, yeah, that works. Landscape. There we go. Flatten that just a little bit. Flatten this just a little bit. Oh, I see. Okay. Just little movements at a time here. Okay, there we go. I vary whatever too, it's just, it depends on later. That's probably, I'm not going to cut any holes in it as of right now. Not until I figure out which of those assets that I'm gonna need. And smooth that out just a teeny bit. Guess I could have just done that too instead of dealing with the randomizer brush. Or not the randomizer, but the textured brush. There we go. There we go. Hide that for now. Okay. I guess I can probably do like a like a mud kind of layer. There is a desert. Puddles, craters. Let's. Doesn't really make sense for that either. Here, what does that look like in the light here? Looks alright. That's too vibrant. Not really any snow on this map, but I just want to try it, just to see what it looks like. I wonder why these aren't showing up here. That's kind of weird. I would just like to paint more of that rock material there. I guess I could just view the actual material really quick. Okay, so let's see what we got going on here. Where are my forest, mud? Rock slopes, okay. So it seems like they're all being driven in here. Am I able to... Oh, yeah, I can. Okay. Oh, this is for... Okay, yeah. So that's what actually spawns those meshes whenever the material is there. Okay. I see. So where are the actual paint layers that I can add when I'm in that? So we got the layer infos, maybe functions. Landscape layers. Oh, yeah, here we go. Okay. This is what I was looking for, I think. I think this is what I was looking for. Okay, so yeah, slope. Okay. Weight blend. Okay, because there's actually already some in here. That are extra. Okay, so yeah, stone soil and soil. I think that's all I need to do. Oh, okay, so they're actually, yeah, okay. Let me actually go here. Okay. So these are all the different material functions that have all these in it. I see. Okay, so let's go back to rock here. Or actually, wait. Sand, mud. Yeah, I'll just do it in rock. Material function. Actually, wait. We'll do that one first. Copy and paste this. And put it in here. Put it in there. These are the different blends of it. I don't need all that. I need to go back to the other. Since there's two of those. One for diffuse and one for normals, I'll do that first. That way it's already open. Actually. Just in case this is different. Yep, it is. Okay, now I'll get rid of this and this. And then let me hit this. Since I don't really have a tiled version of this, I'll just put this in all three of them. Oh, actually, never mind. It does it for you because it has UV tiling there. That's actually kind of cool. Okay, so it just does it for you. It just does it for you in that function right there. Okay, and then same thing with this. There we go. Okay, so now those are set up. The only thing is I just see the diffuse on all of these. I don't actually see the normal. Unless there's one for the normals too. Tiling and distance, what is that? Oh, okay, no. No. Camera. I guess it just automatically pulls from it. Craters. Oh, I see. It blends it right here. Gotcha. Okay, so I need to put this here. There we go. I was wondering how it would pull that information when it's only doing one. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. So now I'm going to this, put you here. Oh, this has two. Wait. Maybe, I don't know, maybe that goes away when, maybe that goes away when I actually plug it in. Open this back up. Oh, I see. Yeah, that one's actually not there. It just goes straight into the output. Call this diffuse. There we go. Now it'll match the other ones, hopefully. Yeah, there we go. It's all about matching. I mean, it doesn't have to. That probably wouldn't have made a difference, really. It just making it match the others actually makes me feel like I'm doing it correctly. So, yeah. All right, we'll add one more now. Okay. Layer name. This is stone soil because it's a mix of both. I think that's all I need to do. Yep. And put it at the bottom. Okay. Hopefully now it'll be there. Okay, yeah, it is there now. So let's try it. Yay! We did it! I got a successful match on another material in here. Nice. Oh, well, we kind of did it. Okay, so I see now what is missing. Because when I do the slope, it turns into just like a black texture. Okay. So, let's go back in here. Oh, I think I know what's going on here. So this tells what texture or what function to pull from on the slopes. So like, for example, grass, the slope is just going to do the rock. So, but yeah, since I didn't put this on here, it doesn't know what to pull from. Okay. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So same thing, stone, soil. Do I want to just use the same? There's a coast rock. Actually, let's try that. I actually kind of want to see what the coast rock looks like really quick, because that might actually be better. The rock itself actually, like the pattern, does match these rocks a bit better, but I definitely need to desaturate those. Okay, let me get off of this before it crashes. Yeah, I need to desaturate that. Where's this coast rock at? Stone soil. Beach, desert. Oops. Craters. It's not here. Hold on. Oh, it wasn't sand. Okay. Coast rock. I just want to find the texture for it. Oh, these ones are, like, desaturated. Is that what it's actually pulling from here? Hold on. Let me just hit that 0 and see if that changes anything. Okay, no, it's pulling from another texture. It's pulling from a different texture then. Which is weird, because this looks very gray. Wait for, if I go just 0.2 saturation. What is driving that hue? Maybe this? Oh, okay, yeah. I don't know. Not sure what's giving it that, like, yellowish brown tint. Because this texture right here is already gray. Oh, there it is. I just couldn't see it because it was not previewing it. There we go. That's what it is. Now it should look gray. There we go. I'm actually going to bring that over here and adjust that as needed. That's too red. It's kind of tedious that I have to do it all the time instead of doing like what a material instance does. Okay, that's a bit closer. That's a bit closer. Oh, that's way too green. Way too green. Okay, there we go. That's better. Okay, I'm gonna bring this back over here. See, I was just changing this and then applying it every time. That's what I was doing the whole time. Okay. Because yeah, that coastal rock looks a little bit closer. Oh, do I have to do it? Because it's only doing... Well, wait. It should just be the same... Oh, no, I think the far one is turning it into the beach one. Okay, no, I don't want that. I want all three of them to be the coast. Or the rock. There we go. Okay. I was like, why is it getting more yellow as I back away? There we go. That's better. Okay. Perfect. Okay, we can get rid of all these now since I've done those. I'm done with those. Go back to landscape here. Paint. And yeah, let's just keep on painting this material right here. Do your shaders. There we go. And so now when we're up top, it kind of the moss and grass kind of goes away since the water doesn't so wherever the water's able to get to is where more of like the there we go. And then yeah, the further and further we get away, again, it has that like blending feature. So when we're far away, it still kind of looks detailed. And then as we get closer, blends to a more tiled version of the texture. And yeah, these coastal rocks will do. Although I don't know if I have that set to concrete. So it might... Oh, here we go. Layer info, let's set that to... I just have that as dirt. Well, since there is stone and it blends with rock in it, I'm probably gonna just go concrete instead. And then the grass. Although actually that's kind of where rock kind of fails, because this would be, this isn't, there's not really as much grass in that. So maybe, actually I don't think that was here. I think that was back over here somewhere. Landscape, materials, no. Functions? Yeah, there we go. I was like, where is it? Layers. I think I'm just gonna go back to the regular rock for that. Since this one can kind of play off as a little bit more grass in there, so I guess we'll just do that. And then actually, now that I know where okay, no, I think it was straight up just the grass. Or the puddles, beach, rock, snow. Oh, maybe it was this one right here. No. Which one does it have where it blends? It blends back into the... When I go far away, it blends back into that gray rock texture, not... Diffuse... Actually, what if I change this back to what the original was? Just out of curiosity. Oh, okay, so now that's why. For the grass one, it just changes because I changed the texture. I didn't actually go in and change the blend. So maybe I actually have to change this instead. I have no idea if this is going to change anything or not. I'm just kind of doing stuff and hoping it sticks. Oh, okay, so now when I'm far away, it changes to that texture. No, that... I guess I'll just leave that like that, and then I'll go back to here and change this again. It's weird. I'm not sure how to actually change the up close texture without having to do it here, but yeah, should be fine. Okay, so now when I back away, there we go. Now it's doing the same stone texture there. Okay, I noticed that that one turns to a gray. Oh, okay, so that's only for the macro. Okay, they just don't have it for the distance one. Well, I guess just as a quick little band-aid fix, I'll just do this. This is not really the best way to go about it, but actually, wait. If I just do that, I could just go... Wait, no. That one. You go here, you go here. Okay, so now if I go far away, it should stay that kind of a yellowish hue. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now it's not like a dark like gray. Okay, cool. There we go. Plus, with these stone rocks right here, it kind of actually looks more like a coast kind of beach rock instead of a like just a cliff, like a regular looking cliff. And yeah, once we get up here, then it's just fully that. Although, not gonna lie, the tiling is kind of noticeable. The tiling is pretty noticeable. I wonder if there's a way I can kind of get rid of that. Maybe. Stone soil. Distance. Tiling. Slope tiling. No. Because I think there's a couple methods. One of them I know of, which is called like cell bombing or something like that, and it like rotates the UV or something like that. I don't exactly know how it works, but it creates like some kind of noise mask that it uses to drive the direction of how the texture is projected on each tile, and so it gets rid of a lot of the repetition that you see in the tiling. It basically just ends up rotating a lot of these in a bunch of random different directions. But honestly, when you're on the ground, it probably isn't that noticeable. So, and plus, once I get a bunch of like, you know, pavers and other props and all that stuff on top of this, then it probably won't even be that noticeable at all. Probably won't even be that noticeable at all. So, since I've placed all these, I might as well just leave them for now. I might as well just leave them. Let's see, landscape. Let me kind of match this up. Oh gosh. Get rid of that. So I'm smoothing out a lot of these edges here just for now, because again, they can be replaced with like other rocks and stuff on top of them, like these, and that'll create all of the jagged edges that I actually need, so I'm not too worried about that. Because there's a surface for like all the enemies and stuff too. That way they don't get stuck. That way they don't get stuck. Try and even out this surface as much as I can. Okay, yeah, that's good enough. Good enough. I kind of like it better over here off to the side. I like it better off to the side, that way it illuminates a little bit more over here. Okay, let's do another little test on our collisions and all that. And see what we got going on here. I'll even full screen it so we know what we're doing here. Even in the editor, it actually feels pretty smooth. Usually it's a lot more choppy in the editor, but even with streaming and other things active and this, it's actually running pretty damn smooth. So yeah, so far so good. Yep, different material responds. That's grass. Like that. Beautiful. Oh, I gotta fix that. Well, actually no, because that might go away too. I don't know, we'll see. Yep, nice and smooth. I think we'll be doing pretty good. And yeah, once we get over here, we're on more of like a gravel kind of surface. There's our little pentagram that we can get. Big old tree. Oh, that's the the color cube that we use for lighting. I was like, what is that? Ooh, okay, I can get stuck there. I might need to figure out something for that. Yep. At least you can jump out of that, but yeah, no, I might make it so you just can't even fall in there. except for right here. You can fit through that, so that's okay. You won't actually get stuck there. Same thing with that. Okay, so... Oh, actually, never mind. Oh, okay, okay, we're good. So you can get out of this. Okay, yeah. It is possible to get out of that, but you won't be stuck. Cool, okay. None of the ivy's slipping into the tree. No. As far as I can see, no, it's not, so we're good. But yeah, right here in these little corners, I might just add like some kind of invisible wall, so that way you can't get stuck down there in this little area. I might just do that. And then of course here we can come down here. There might be something, little something in there. Maybe some ammo right there. And that should do. Cool. That will do. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and add a little wall there. I'm pretty sure I have that set up here. Invisible wall, yes. Actually, I'll copy the rotation, so that way it's the exact same. And then I will... Okay. That way, in case you're here, you won't get stuck in there. Okay, I'm actually going to pull up Discord on here so I can get a better look at these screenshots that I was sent. Okay, not gonna lie, these are kind of small too. Okay, that one's just up the side. So yeah, I got the sides. So it seems like these just kind of go the whole way. It's the stairs that are on there. From the looks of it. And when I say stairs, I mean these stairs. Okay, yeah, those are the larger ones. See, let's just bring these on down here. And I guess we can just kind of... Well, maybe we can have like a gap or two in between these stairs, but we can have like one set of stairs here. Maybe just one like right here and then one right there. And then all this can just be like, we can put like pavers here or something. Still just to continue the path. Give me... Give me these. Those can go something like that. It's kind of like a little bit of a general guidance. Even though it's obvious where you're actually supposed to go, but it'll still be like a nice little pathway that's paved for you. For whatever reason, it doesn't look like that actually lines up. So that looks a little more like it lines up better. Actually, that's probably not even necessary. There we go. Get rid of the ones that you can't see and aren't necessary. Yeah, there we go. We can just kind of do patterns like that. I might do one more like right here, maybe. And then I'll do one last set of stairs right there at the top. Something like that. So yeah, once I do that, then I can probably start trying to figure this area out with all the internal caves on these rocks. I'll probably just start adding these kind of props all along here and finish that up for now, and then I'll move on to that next after that. I think that'll be the plan. Alright. I think I'm gonna cut this one a little short since I did start a little bit later. Just a short stream. I mean, it's been about 3 hours, so a little bit shorter than the others, but still got a good chunk of stuff done. That actually looks pretty damn good from up here. That tiled texture from up here looks like it actually blends in well with that. And then when you get up, you can actually see all the details. Yeah, that'll do. All right, but yeah, I'll go ahead and end the stream on this one. Keep it nice and short for today. Those of you that joined in, thank you for doing so. Appreciate you as always. And I'll catch you guys next time.